Well, this is awkward. How does anybody do this? Holding your phone like this is annoying. Already annoyed. Catzilla. The whole Q&A will just be watching my cat. Oh, thanks, dude. Figured I'd get a little Q&A in here this afternoon. You guys are gonna have to let me know if you can hear me. I can't be much louder than this. The little guy is napping over there. Swanson Skateboards. I don't know if I've ever seen you in here. So weird I can actually pay attention to the chat in full. Sounds good. Thanks, John. Any of you fellas catch our interview with Daniel Farrens last night? Daniel Farrens, he was he's really candid and cool and upfront, and it was enjoyable, and it was a good time. It was a real good time. Actually, I probably should have labeled this video rant, because it's probably going to turn into one here shortly. But I'll try to behave. It's going, fellas. How you guys doing? Any big weekend plans? What's everybody doing with their weekend? This feels so weird. No studio. I feel naked. I'm not naked, but I feel naked, you know? Thanks, Mr. Solid. It's appreciated. 22 years young, right, Zachary? I'm 22, right? What do you mean, no? How dare you?
I don't know how old you were.
Why can I not see the chat that has come in? See if I can change that. Interview was really good. I can't view live chat. There we go. Thank you for that lovely visual. Says Johnny. I can actually see the mods. I can't see the mods anymore when we're in studio. I'll just throw this out there right now. Do you think Julian is related to the cemetery caretaker? I have a strong feeling they live in the Myers house. No. No, definitely not. I am curious where you're drawing that connection from, though. The Julian thing I hear the most is, oh, it's the nurse and the doctor. And it isn't. Which, I mean, in its own right is a little bit offensive, but yeah. Watching Suicide Squad, I heard that it is amazing. There's a chance we might go see that tonight. I don't know if you guys can hear me too well. And that is a lovely visual. Where's my hand? That one right there. Should have that down in the studio. But on this, it shows backwards. So if you can't read that, that's Guns N' Roses. Thanks, Lost Relic. It's appreciated. Suicide Squad for me this weekend. Loved the interview. Felt bad that most of his movie didn't make it to the screen. Well, I wouldn't say most, but he definitely had a different idea on how it should be done. And he was really candid about it, you know. He could have come on to that interview and been like, I'm not answering this, and I'm not answering that, or that's too personal, or gave short answers. You'll see that a lot where, a content creator has some form of a, you ready for that Bret Hart horror movie? Yeah, I think that was called his WCW run. But yeah, no, Daniel was great last night, and he really didn't handcuff us too much with what we could or could not talk about, which was nice. I think whenever you're talking with someone of that status, um, you sometimes you get short answers, or I won't talk about this, or I can't talk about that. And he wasn't that way at all. He was very open, very frank, and it was nice because that's what you want, right? You don't want you don't want to be closed off from discussion, and he was more than open to discussing things and doing it in a very detailed format too. Sorry, the chat is giving me issues, guys. I keep having to. I haven't done this on my phone in a long time, and so yeah. Any thoughts on people leaking the Halloween Kills soundtrack on YouTube? Well, let's just listen to it right now. No, I'm kidding. Clearly, um, they're both wrongs, right? One's not really lesser than the other. Um, Leaking it was one thing. The people that are trying to profit off of it is pretty fucking ignorant and stupid, and I don't justify it at all. So that's how I feel about it. How do I feel about the soundtrack? I thought the soundtrack was really, really well done, and I think people are gonna like it a lot, especially those who are fans of the OG film, at least with parts of it. Hey, there's something. Guns N' Roses came out with a new song today, and I'll be honest, I think it's a bit of a headbanger, but not in like a classic way, because it's not classic Guns N' Roses. It's the furthest thing from it, which is going to turn some people off of it. But I'm open to trying new things, and I thought it sounded decent. I'm not in love with it. I don't think it's great. I think it's just okay. And yeah, and I mean, we took a video of Jensen listening to it, and he was headbanging to it. So GNR not dead yet. His H6 ending was so much better, so much better. It's coming to a time. I didn't catch that before you retracted it. And apparently the kill score will be announced August 17th. Well, I mean, let's be real. What does that announcement even mean anymore? Like, does anybody care about that announcement? I am unsure at best. It's coming to a time now where I'm getting scared to go on YouTube and possibly finding out things I don't want to know about Halloween Kills or another movie in general. Yeah, man, and it's going to get worse, especially if theaters were to close back down again. There's so many details for so many movies out there. Like, everybody knows, the gist of what's happening with Spider-Man No Way Home. Everybody knew months before Fast 9 what was happening. Everybody already knows Jurassic World Dominion and what's going on with that. Halloween Kills, same thing, like well over a year ago. That just seems to be the industry in big fandom movies now, as everything gets out there. So, and then again, like I said on last night's stream, little birdie floated to me the idea that Kills could get delayed again. I didn't think I'm not sure they made the right decision delaying it last year, if I'm being honest. And it doesn't matter how much Blum wants the movie to come out or David Gordon Green. Universal's going to be the one that decides that at the end. So a lot of people get hung up on the whole, oh, well, David Gordon Green and Jamie Lee Curtis and Bob the Builder and Bob the Builder's cousin's aunt's uncle's hamster. You know, they all want you to see the movie in theaters because that's going to be the best way to enjoy the movie. But in reality, that's code talk for Jamie Lee's getting paid on the back end, and the studio could pull what Disney has pulled and pay her way less if they just make money off of PVOD or streaming. So, um, it is what it is. I don't think there's any chance Kills gets delayed again. Everybody I talk to doesn't think that either, or sorry, thinks that as well. And so I'd be pretty stunned. I'd be pretty stunned if theaters start to close down at the end of the day, but I don't want to get into politics and personal beliefs or whatever. That's a gateway to hell. So, yeah, that's exciting times. What's everybody doing this weekend? Any exciting plans? I think my oldest and I here are going to play some NHL shortly. He's learned from the best, so he's pretty good himself. I have no doubt if Johnny's still listening to this, if he's over here tomorrow night, I would legitimately take Zachary to beat Johnny tomorrow night in hockey if that were to happen. I firmly believe that would happen. A couple of years ago, maybe not, but I've taught him everything I know, so. And then there's the cat. Yeah, this chat option sucks on mobile. Now, I don't like it at all. Writing a movie script. What's your thought on the Phantasm reboot? Look, I'm not a big reboot guy. I'm just not. I know, even Halloween 18 is a soft reboot. And I understand that you need to connect with the audiences. But there's not enough original stories out there, or even original continuations of franchises. So, not a big reboot guy myself. Sleepy Cat, yeah. Oops. I haven't watched hockey since the late 90s, but it was great back then. I liked the Red Wings and Fedorov. Oh my God. I hated the Red Wings. I liked Fedorov, but I hated the Red Wings. They were not my team. Not my team at all. So yeah, and we also have a couple of Halloween guests coming up in addition to Daniel Farrens. I think they're going to be later on in the year. But when they come, I think you guys will enjoy them. And we definitely have a surprise or two in store. So, and we have a surprise, a really big surprise in store for everybody at the channel come the week that Halloween Kills comes out. So I hope everybody enjoys that. Yager on the pens. I was talking about Yager this morning, actually. I hope the Scream movie goes for a dark turn. I want brutal. I don't know if you're ever going to get brutal with Scream. And from what I understand, like the meta in this next one, apparently, there was rumors about it being toned down. But I just seen a few reputable places, come out and say, "Hey, no, it's huge. This one's way over the top meta." And I threw out the possibility a long time ago about the idea of them playing themselves in the movie. What if Courtney Cox is playing Courtney Cox, who once played Gale Weathers, and that's the type of Scream movie we get? I would be far more interested in that than an actual continuation of the previous story. And Frank wouldn't want to hear it at all. So, happy birthday, Sean. I sent you a cake with either a girl or a very pretty guy to jump out of it. Tracking said it's stuck at the border, so when you get it and a dead body is in it, just bury it. Oh, that's good. That's good. I want to get the Halloween Kills mask and have it rehauled to look like the movie accurate mask. Well, there's a pretty damn close to movie accurate mask downstairs. It's going Toronto Freddy's way next week, I believe. So, but I would say that I know there's a lot of people knocking the Trick or Treat Studios mask, but I think it's actually a step up from the H18 version. And if you buy that mask and then you go and get it rehauled, it's actually less work for the rehaulers, the artists, if you will, to work on that mask than the H18 mask. I already ordered a Kills rehaul. Well, hopefully not from where I told you. If so, you can keep that to yourself. But either way, congratulations. Good stuff. Man, I can't get this Bo Burnham stuff out of my head. Anybody in the chat see Bo Burnham inside yet? Like every day I'm thinking about Bo Burnham and that comedy special on Netflix and a bunch of the songs that are on it. And I don't know if anybody here in the chat deals with depression or downtime or just, has a real hard time with mental health. But I really felt that special was designed to help people that are dealing with those issues. I know it's helped me, so there's that too. Oh, by the way, my family's not a big gift family. Hey, Pete, how's it going, dude? My family is not a big gift family. We do some things. But my dad just dropped this off, and he's like, this would be great for your studio. So this is what he dropped off. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but it's the 60s Adam West Batman with the classic Batmobile. So gonna throw that up there in the studio somewhere and enjoy it. Yeah, no, I like the Adam West Batman. Good times. That is sweet. It is. Yeah, man. It's decent. I never would have expected him to drop this off. So he knows, there's so much of the studio you guys don't see on camera that has so many other things in it. And then last night, I know you got to see a bit more with the Funko Pop shelves, but I like stuff like this. I got a Supernatural Impala downstairs on the shelf. So thanks, Jesse. It's appreciated, man. Wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you and a bunch of our other Patreon supporters that support us on the level that you guys do. By the way, 17 people in here, only 7 likes. I know this isn't a high quality stream, but let's take a second and hit that like button. Do it for me. It's a cheap birthday gift. Cheap pop. That was my Mick Foley for everybody. Do you think we will hear more of Dr. Sartain with Michael from Chambers? It's hard to answer those questions because I've been pretty blunt about reading the script. So you can read into it however you want, but I'm not going to answer that question. And it's not to be a dick. It's just, maybe there's something there. We need a studio tour when the studio is spotless. Yes, but there's still some clutter down there. No worries, Jess. You be safe, man. Jeremy, thanks, dude. Long time no see. Hopefully all is well. Hit the like button in celebration of Sean's birthday. Yeah. Do you think they can successfully pull off a time gap between kills and ends? Well, it should be... The one thing you should take from that is that wasn't the plan. It's not like they went in there and said, we're going to do these 2 movies on the same night and the next movie 4 years later. That was not the plan. The plan was to do the 3rd movie on the same night. And for whatever reason, they've chosen to move Halloween Ends 4 years later, which completely changes the ballgame. So when they talk about in the Total Film magazine which is downstairs. I wish I had it up here. But Jade's working, so I can't go in the studio. The Total Film magazine basically lets you know that, like, they've gone through some massive changes for Ends. So whatever the plan was for Ends is no longer the plan. It's not like they were just like, oh, okay, so let's just shift years and we can tell the same story. That's not the case at all, and it's caught a lot of us by surprise. Sorry guys, I'm dragging through the chat here. This is more complicated than it looks. A bit more than 2 months left until Halloween Kills. Yes, October 14th. Can't come soon enough. Got all sorts of stuff planned for that. What's going on, Matt? Hanging out, not in the studio, as you can see, because these fucking guys right here, or girls, pardon me, are not allowed in the studio. Do you think it'll be set in 2023, 50 years to the first kill? I believe it's set in 2022, but maybe that's a curious, very curious take on that. And why is it not showing me the chat again? There we go. Very iffy about Ends in the time gap. Yeah. That said, though, there's the time gap works for a very specific reason. If you've read the script, I think you probably would have been like, well, how were they going to continue the movie on the same night and have it be compelling? Would be a question. So I am curious. I'm assuming we're going to get a buffer. I would like to think they'll be kind enough to give us a buffer, and that we'll start in 2018 and then move to 2022 or wherever it takes place. So there's that. There is that indeed. That's basically what I just said, Saturn. Although the curious thing is, for the longest time, we had been hearing there was going to be more flashbacks just in general for Halloween Ends, and I don't think at that time that was pertaining to Halloween Kills in terms of going back and seeing stuff on that night, but going back and seeing stuff from even further back. So whether that's still the plan or not, I could not say. I really hope Kills ends with them knowing he's still alive. Yeah. Again, I can't really comment on that, but you'll find out in just over 2 months. In just over 2 months. Let's do some... Are you getting the Scream Factory 4Ks? I am, and what time is it anyways, guys? I can't say it. 2:10. There's a chance that in just a little bit we might get an announcement today about what's going on with the Scream Factory set and some of the other extras that have not been announced yet. But it's also possible that that announcement might not come until next week. So I would say that you probably have another hour or two. And if nothing comes within those couple hours, I'm guessing we're waiting until next week. But it is coming. It came straight out of Cliff McMillan's mouth himself, so that's about as concrete as it gets. I ordered the bundle on Halloween. Yeah, no, for sure. They look fantastic, although I was really, really bummed to find out that they weren't like full versions of the soundtracks, and that they were just 7-inch LPs with basically one song on each side. That one was a little disappointing for me. Not gonna lie, the air was let out of the sails on that one for a bit. So, and oh yeah, yeah. Let's have some fun with this. I'm gonna get out of here soon because Jade's gonna be on break soon. But let's have some fun with this. Let me ask the chat what you guys would prefer. All right, so we're going to do some verses. Halloween 2 from 1981 or Halloween 4? Halloween 2 from 1981 or Halloween 4? Comment in the chat. Let's see what everybody's saying. We'll start with that one. I have no buffer music to play. There's no roadcaster up here. We got 81 from Hallow. Solid says 4. Relic says 2. KJ says 2. Matt says 4. Jeremy says 4. I'm a 4 guy myself. I don't think Johnny's, if Johnny's still here, I don't think he's the biggest Halloween 2 guy either, so. Although I like Halloween 2. I think it's good. I think it's a great continuation of the first movie. H2, Tommy Lee definitely got John style. See, that's another thing that Daniel was talking about in the interview last night, is how much they made the movie as far from John Carpenter style as they could, which upset him. 4s from Lee and Johnny. 4s from Lee and Johnny. All right, here's another one. Friday the 13th, part 1, or Friday the 13th, part 2? Friday the 13th, part 1, or Friday the 13th, part 2? Let's see what the chat says. And in the meantime, I'll use this as my buffer. Hang on. Batman with the fat man. Batman. Really? Hey, who said you get to be on the show? Who said you get to talk while I'm on air, huh? Did I say that? Did I say that, huh? You want to get your butt whooped at NHL?
I kicked your ass a bunch of times.
See, this is what happens. They become teenagers and they start talking back. This is a thing. Part 2 by Hollows. Part 1 by KJ. Part 2 by Saturn. Part 2 by Jeremy. Never liked Friday the 13th. Part 2 by Maddie. Part 1 by Fionn. Part 2 by Lee. Thought Johnny had his answer in here, but I don't see it. I think he answered the Halloween one. And us teens can be sassy. Yeah, tell me about it. I'm too old. I'm too old for this shit. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. I've seen it on YouTube, but there's this bit, like wrestling fans look at this, where like Seth Rollins is hyping himself up to Triple H, and Stephanie is like their savior, and all of a sudden Brock Lesnar's music plays, and the look on Rollins' face is like a look of betrayal and like pure fear. And that's the look that Zachary should have on his face when we play hockey here in a few minutes, because I'm not going to go easy. I actually don't go easy. When he was younger, I'd go easy because you have to, or else it gets bad. But Zachary has gotten so much better. Here comes the pain, yeah. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Any last questions, guys? The floor is yours. If there's anything you want to ask, barring some sort of massive breaking news, I don't think that I'll be back on tonight. And if I am on tomorrow night at all, it'll be mobile with Kieron and Johnny and a bunch of us in a not a good state of mind. Not a good state of mind is how I would describe it. So yeah, last chance for questions. Is mayonnaise an instrument? Mayonnaise is not only an instrument, but it is the instrument. Have you seen Boogeyman from 1980 or Madman from 1981? Really underrated movies. I have seen Madman. I have not seen Boogeyman. I am excited, though, to see Daniel Farron's new movie, Ted Bundy, the American Boogeyman, which is a special event in theaters August 16th, which is cool, in the U.S. anyways. and apparently available on premium video on demand as of September 3rd. So it's going to be a busy weekend. Going to have to watch that. I think AEW All Out's that weekend. Got to figure out how I'm going to watch that. How do you think Halloween Ends will end? If it was going to be on the same night like they originally planned, I was 95% certain that Michael Myers would die. And that, yeah, so I'll leave it at that. I was 95% sure Michael Myers would die. But now that there's this big time jump, they have the potential to be like, you know what? We're going to keep making these things. With credits, duh. It just becomes the first Halloween movie with no credits at the end. The screen just goes black. And you hear the Halloween theme play. And it just plays for like 5 minutes with no credits. Confirmed. This is what I was going to rant about. All right. I got to watch my language here. You know, I don't mind the odd S-bomb or F-bomb coming out. But it is what it is. The Halloween fans group on Facebook removed Tommy and myself because they didn't like that we called them out on what was, in our opinion, mistreatment of a moderator, but also being way too spoilery about the movie. They were willingly posting shots of the trailer before the trailer was even released. They willingly posted the trailer altogether. And then they misquoted us on things and then tried to back it up as if they did us a favor. And I gotta be honest, that group's run by a bunch of fucking ass clowns, and is probably like, I'm not here to say who's a true Halloween fan or not, but if you want some good groups to hang out in that have a solid community, Killer Flicks is awesome. I believe that's Lee McCoy's group. Slaughtered Lamb Movie Podcast guys, those guys are fantastic. Their group is active. The Fandom Empire Den, which is our group, it's active. Would love to get more conversation going on in there. And you don't have to worry about us doing something that you may or may not want to see without asking everybody first. So it is what it is. As far as I'm concerned, Halloween fans group can kiss my big fat white Canadian ass. So yeah. Rant over. It'd be cool in Ends with Michael dead and you hear Luna saying, "You fooled them, haven't you, Michael, but not me." So then, would he not be dead then? Would he be dead? That's the question. That's the question. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it. My arm is getting tired from holding this phone. So yeah, thanks for the birthday wishes. Thanks for coming out and chatting for half an hour. I'll be active on the groups, and look out, you might get some Halloween news today. I mean, hey, Guns N' Roses new song on my birthday. That's pretty freaking cool. There they are there. GNR. No problem, guys. Thank you. It's appreciated. It's appreciated. We're going to do all sorts of terrible things to Johnny tomorrow night when he comes over here. We're going to tie him up and then go live on stream, and you guys with Super Chats can decide what happens to him. That may or may not be true. Haven't decided yet. Thank you. It's appreciated. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for us. Don't think we'll see you later, but who knows?